All right, listen up. For the next few minutes, I want you to forget everything you've been told about retirement. We're not talking about some far-off dream. We're talking about a game with rules, players, and stakes. And this is the Insider's Playbook.
First, you gotta know the number the entire system is built on, the one they hope you never really look at. 40%. That's what the state pension gives you, on average, across the globe. You see, it was never designed to let you live well, it was designed as a safety net, just enough to catch you. But that net is fraying.
And here's why. We're all living longer. Simple as that. And that longevity is straining the whole system. So the old rules, they don't apply anymore. The safety nets you were promised, well, they're being rolled up year by year. Relying on the state isn't a retirement plan. It's a lottery ticket, and the odds are getting worse.
Which brings us to the most valuable asset you have in this game. It's not money, it's time. And you know what? The system is designed to punish people who waste it. Waiting, well, that's the most expensive mistake you can possibly make.
So let me ask you, straight up. I know you're busy, you're thinking, I'll get to it next year. But what does just 5 years of waiting, say from age 25 to 30, what does that actually cost you? I'll tell you right now, the answer isn't a few $1,000s. It's life-changing.
Just look at this. The source material lays it out perfectly. 2 lines, 2 people. Everything's the same. Same job, same savings, same smarts. Except one starts at 25. The other waits until 30. And that massive canyon opening up between them, that's not just a gap on a chart. That's the price of hesitation.
Okay, so you start at 25. You're disciplined. Assuming a pretty standard 5% average growth, by the time you're 65, you could be sitting on nearly $900,000. That's a position of power. That's freedom.
But what if you wait? Just 5 years. That's it. Suddenly that number tanks to around 525,000. Same person, same effort. Just 5 years of thinking later.
Do the math. That's a $375,000 hit. That's the cost of doing nothing. And this isn't a mistake in the system. This is the system. It's called compounding, and it's absolutely ruthless. It rewards the people who start early and crushes the ones who wait.
So, if time is the clock you're playing against, your pension is your main piece on the board. But here's the thing, not all pieces are created equal. To have any chance of winning, you have to know exactly what game you're in.
For a lot of us, the game is played right at work. It's called an occupational pension scheme. It's that thing your employer sets up where you both chip in money. Sounds simple, right? Well, it's not. Because inside this game, there are 2 completely different rulebooks. On one side, you've got defined benefit, or DB. I call this the promise. Your company guarantees you a paycheck for life in retirement. All the investment risk, that's on them. Then you have defined contribution, or DC. This is the portfolio. Your money gets invested, and what you get, well, it completely depends on how the market does. All the risk, my friend, that's all on you. Now you can see why everyone calls the DB scheme the gold standard. A guaranteed check for life? It's the holy grail. And that's exactly why they're disappearing. Companies figured out it's way cheaper to shift all that risk right onto your shoulders. So you have to ask yourself, which game am I in? The promise or the portfolio?
Okay, making money. That's your offense. But the real pros, the ones who win it all, they know that offense wins games, but defense wins championships. So how do you protect everything you're working so hard to build?
Let's be real for a minute. What's the plan if you get sick or hurt? What's your next move if life just takes you out of the game tomorrow? This isn't about being negative. This is about strategy. This is about seeing the whole board.
A solid defense covers every angle. It's not just one thing. As the source material shows us, you've got your family, your income, your house, your business. Think of each one as a door, and if you leave any of them unlocked, you're just inviting trouble in.
Look, you can't guard every door at once, so you have to prioritize. And there's a process for that. You list the threats. You figure out how bad the damage could be. You rank them. You check what coverage you already have. You price out what it costs to lock those doors. And then you build a plan you can actually stick to. It's calculated, it's clinical, and it works.
Okay, so now you get the stakes. You have the playbook. You've built your defenses. Now for the most important part of all, execution. This is where it all becomes real. Think of this as the agenda for your own personal strategy session. You start with an honest look in the mirror. Where am I right now? Then you define the win. Where do I want to be?
From there, you build the plan, you launch it, and this is the part everyone forgets. You review it constantly. This isn't a set-and-forget-it deal. This is an ongoing campaign.
Here's the bottom line. The financial system is complicated on purpose. It wants you to be confused. It profits from you doing nothing. But the actual plan to win, it doesn't have to be complicated. It starts with understanding how the game is played. And now, you do. The ball's in your court. So, what's your first move?